Excuse me. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in. We're so glad to have you tonight. You are tuned in to the MJB Music with JB podcast, and I am Mario J. Brown, singer, songwriter, and CEO of MJB Music.
And I am JB James Buford, the other side of the MJB Music team, and I am glad to be here as usual.
Yes, yes, yes. We here.
Yes,
So check
sir.
it out. We started this podcast to bring you everything music, education, and culture. So JB, tell them exactly what that means.
That means that on this podcast and video cast, you will get valuable information from industry professionals, such as music producers, photographers, makeup artists, everything in between. Today we have a radio broadcaster, so you'll get industry information from the professionals, so that you can apply some of the things that they did in their profession, so that you can go further in your desired profession.
Absolutely, absolutely. So whatever field that you're in, make sure that you tune in, and especially if you know artists and singers and musicians and makeup artists and people that have endeavors to make it further in the music industry, because the caliber of people that we've had on the show is just amazing, and you won't get this content anywhere for the free. So make sure that you continue to let people know so you can just help somebody else, and that's what we're trying to do. We just want to enrich people so that we can all become better at what we do. So feel free to chime
Absolutely.
in and ask questions. Thank you. Wow. Nadia Reese, Lyrical Songbird, James Davis, Todd Shepard, St. Clair Quincy, Demetria, Tony, Ron, Stanley, T. Marie, J. Kane, Andrea Medley. Man, we see y'all and we appreciate you guys' time. And I promise you, you're in for a treat tonight. We have someone on that is very, very knowledgeable, full of wisdom, and just a great all around person. So you're going to really enjoy today's show. So we truly value your time and attention. The topic of discussion for today is the role and responsibility of the PD. I'm going to read her bio. Bridget Price is the CEO, program director of Speak Music Radio, an online radio station, 101.3 FM, WPJQ, a community station. Before going into radio, Bridget gained education at a 4 year university where she studied business management, mental health studies, and has obtained a master's degree in mental health counseling. Since going into radio or media, Bridget has also gained an audience with the YouTube, BB Tapped, podcasting, BB Talks Radio, 101.3 FM, and the social media world. Bridget has worked many red carpets, such as the GMA Dove Awards, wow, Stellar Awards, and has interviewed many mainstream artists live, in person, and on her radio show. Bridget also is an active member of the Gospel Advisor Group of Chicago, Illinois. This board serves as the Recording Academy, the Grammys board. Bridget has also worked as the Recording Academy District Advocate Team Captain for the year 2020. Salute. Let's go, Bridget. Bridget
All right.
also manages new and national recording artists. Bridget is also a manager of many indie artists, unsigned and national recording artists. Bridget also plays roles in being a consultant, production for many gospel concerts in and out the city of Milwaukee area and Chicago. So, but before we talk to Miss Bridget Price, JB, what's going on in the news, man? What's the culture moment of the day?
So the culture moment of the day is the movie. It's this new movie on Netflix called Cuties. Currently, it's being boycotted because they say it's the premise of the whole movie. It's showing 11-year-old girls provocatively dancing and things of that nature. And so I haven't seen the whole movie. I started watching it only because I was curious about what they were talking about, and it does seem to be a very provocative movie. So Netflix is being boycotted and banned by people all over the world, and there's a current boycott on Netflix concerning this movie, and they're encouraging people to actually cancel their subscriptions due to the content of this movie.
Wow. You know, I kind of briefly seen it. I didn't dive into it at all, but I did
Absolutely,
see I saw some mixed reviews actually. I saw some
yeah,
people that were saying that there's a message that really needs to be heard. And if you can look past, I don't know, whatever it is that's going on in the movie, like
right.
there's it's a valuable information that's coming forth. But again, man, I'm glad you brought attention to that. That may be something that I need to check out or not. I'm not sure. I'm a little
Well,
torn
I
now.
think, and that was my whole thing. I was like, should I check it out? But I guess if I'm going to talk about it, I got to have some type of insight about it. And I do believe that it does seem like there's a storyline underlying. Some of the people, one of the people that I have known that is a commentator had said that the message really is talking to young girls about the curiosity and the I guess the woos of the world to kind of draw young ladies into this whole provocative world. And I think that needs to be I think that's an even further and deeper discussion that needs to be had. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
man,
it's definitely
that
interesting.
yeah, for sure. That takes somebody with some background and experience to deal with that topic, man. Like that's heavy. That's something
Absolutely.
that you can't just play with. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
man, shout out to the culture moment of the day. And
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now, we're going to move forward with our music education topic. So,
Yeah.
again, our topic today is roles and responsibilities of the PD. What is the
Yeah.
PD? The program director. So, JB, what's your understanding of the role and responsibility of a program director?
Program directors, we had one on the radio last season. They're very vital to the promotion of and the furtherance of the music or the artist and their music. And so they're very important. I would even say that a program director of a that's not of a syndicated or bigger class, I think they're more important because they're more in tune with the culture and they're more usually in tune with what people really want to hear. I think radio is really watered down when you talk about mainstream radio. It's really watered down, and so you don't really get the as many diverse artists that there are. You don't really get the diversity of music that, especially if you're a music head, that you're kind of looking for. So I think
Yeah.
non-mainstream radio programmers, I think they're more critical to the furtherance and to the advancement of some non-mainstream artists.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I can't say this, man. I know it's a job. It's a serious
Oh,
job that
definitely.
takes a lot of skill, a lot of creativity, a lot of patience, and
Oh man.
we're going to talk to our guest today, and she can give us some more insight about it. But without further ado, y'all
Yeah,
help me
yeah.
welcome Milwaukee's own, Racine's own, just the world renowned Miss Bridget, my homie Price. Y'all give it
There she
up
is.
for what's happening, Bridget. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yeah, yeah.
What an introduction. Thank you, Mario. I don't know about the introduction, but thank you. I'm
Come
humble.
on, man.
Thank you so
Right.
much.
Oh
She
man,
knows
we
she's
are
the
so honored.
greatest.
Yeah, come on now. Look at the Miss Humble Pie. No, I'm
Right, right, right.
Um, um, about that word.
Yeah.
but yeah, thank you, Bridget. Yo, we appreciate your time. We know that you are busy and you have a family and you got other things going on with your business and career. So thank you for just taking a moment to come on here and share your heart and give some insight and information to any and everybody that's willing to learn. And so if you're ready, I'm ready. We're just gonna dive right in.
Let's go.
All right, all right. So the first question I like to ask everybody is basically just kind of giving us some groundwork. So take us down the journey to where you are, to where and how things got started for you, and how did you make it to the level that you're on now?
Sure. Um, to be honest with you, I'm unsure of how radio kind of fell into my lap. There's a long story behind it, and I've shared it sparingly online a lot, but this is not something that pers- I wouldn't say I pursued it. I think this is something that the Lord kind of predestined for me to do. If you know my personality, I'm not a outy talky person. If you meet me in person, I'll be very reserved. I'm not talky at all. So I know that this is just something that kind of fell into my lap. And some years ago, and I'll make it quick, Mario, I was years, I'm talking about 10 years back, I was working for the IRS, and I was in prayer. I would pray on my drive to the job, and the Holy Spirit would be dealing with me about quitting. Um, Fast forward, it was not something I was interested in at the time. I really enjoyed working for the IRS. It was just a dream job. Needless to say, the Lord had his way. And for me, not working at the IRS, there was a time where I was not working at all. And that's when the Holy Spirit began to deal with me. And my cousin and I, Chris Wiley, um, we kind of got together, and it was really spirit led, to be honest with you. When we started an online radio station, so that's where it all kind of started for me. At,
Wow. Wow.
did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you answered it.
okay.
Um,
Wow,
um,
wow. And forgive me. Yeah, you did absolutely. I have a slight delay over here. I'm in a different location today,
uh,
so let me just make sure. James, can you hear Bridget?
yeah, yeah, I can hear. But you're going in and out a little bit. But yeah, can you hear?
I can hear you now. Everything
Okay.
everything you she said you heard clearly.
Yep, yep, yep. Everything I heard. Can
Okay,
you hear it?
awesome.
Or are you having a
I
delay?
can now. It's going in and out, so you may have to kind of take the lead on some of these, just so we can keep the
I
consistency.
got you, fam.
Um, but what I did hear with part of what you, yeah, 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 yeah. So Bridget, I did make out that you were. This is something that you really kind of fell into, or it fell into your lap, and then you actually had a background with the IRS, and it kind of just something that happened, and then you talked about your personality not even being, that type of person, that this is just something that clearly was a God moment and God move for you. So yeah, shout out to where you are now, and just even having the courage to continue to move on. Um, so this passion, did it come, where did the passion come from? So again, with you having a different background, a different desire, when did things change for you, and when did you realize, this is what I need to do and this can help people, and you know when did that change for you?
I was brought up. Gospel music has always been really like a very strong part of my life. My father would man, growing up, I we would listen to John P. Key, Commission. If you know my family, there's a number of musicians and singers. Most of y'all know who
Mm,
all my family members are, but
Absolutely.
musicians, singers, songwriters. So it became a part of the culture of my life. And so music has always been a love for me, but I don't think I realized it was that strong inside of me, if that makes sense. So
yeah.
I grew up singing, I grew up playing the drums a little bit, helping my dad at
Come
church.
on here, drum player.
you know, so singing with my brother Corey. I mean, my dad is a musician. He plays almost everything my mom plays. My mom sings. I mean, music has just been a strong love for me. So,
Shout out to Mr. I Gotta Praise and I Gotta Get It Out.
Corey,
Yeah, Mr.
Yes,
Corey
sir.
Webb himself. Yeah.
Shout out to C Webb, man. That brother's
Right.
passionate, man. I love what he does, man.
Right.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. So you come from a line of it's in the blood,
yeah,
and many people they don't realize that you sing and that you can sing because you that's not something that you exercise often. But yeah, Bridget is a woman of many hats, and yeah. How about that?
Yeah.
Y'all didn't know that she may have an album coming out one day.
no,
Y'all don't be surprised.
Right.
But
Right.
so let's talk. What's been the most challenging part of your career? I mean, I know that there's some times that you know, you may hit a wall or feel like I don't know exactly which road to take at this point. We all hit those crossroads, and then like this type of industry, is really a faith walk all the way through because we don't know exactly. We don't have a blueprint for it.
sure.
So again, just kind of tell us what's been the most challenging part of your career.
There's so many things, but what I can speak to is for me, it's the competitive nature of media. I'm not competitive, so to speak. I'm not a competitive person by nature. When you're in media, it requires you to be somewhat competitive. Even now, with the ever changing world of society, you have the social media craze. And I think, winning social strategies and things of that sort, those are the biggest challenges because you have so many great media outlets.
Mm,
Major radio stations. And when you're a person of faith, there is a certain standard and a certain window that you'd like to flow in. So I think those are some of my challenges that I have with um, just being the competitive nature of it, so to speak.
yeah, yeah. I can see that. Yeah. So how does one even get into that type of into media, and especially at the level that you've reached? Just kind of where you started and how did things kind of come together for you? Was it one particular person that helped to guide you, or was it just several things, or just different moments? Like how did you get to kind of where you are as far as media is concerned? Because like you said, there's a lot of people doing it, but not a lot of people are as successful.
Man, Mario, honestly, it's the Lord. Like, and I don't mean it to be cliche or super deep. That's not even in my character to be super deep, but it's all God. And it took a lot of research. Hats out to my cousin
Hmm.
Chris. He's very knowledgeable in a lot of the technical things that at first I really wasn't really savvy in. So it took a lot of research for me. I think by me going to school, having a business management degree, that helped guide me with the business portion of it. But it was all the Lord and research. Most people want to do things, but they want to have to it and not really being
Yeah,
knowledgeable about the industry. So for me, it was countless nights. You could ask Ricky. I was up 3, 5 o'clock in the morning, just constantly researching and wanting to be knowledgeable and things of that sort. So
yeah. Wow. Just want to take a moment and just shout out some of our listeners and guests that are on with us tonight. Sharon Jenkins, Sandra Webb, Reggie Robinson, Olivia Renee, Kim Buckley, Brenda Wells, Anton, Patricia Ross. Man, it's they all here tonight, Bridget. Thank you. They on here to see you. They on here to hear what Bridget has to say, and so that makes
James,
me feel good.
Yeah,
I don't hear
Yes,
him. Do
yes,
you?
yes.
yeah,
So
I hear him.
Oh,
Can you hear him now?
a little bit.
Keep talking, Mario.
she could.
She couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay, okay. No, I was just saying that there are a lot of people that are tuned in tonight, and it's thanks to you. So we appreciate you for being on and having a lot of valuable things to share. So again, we just kind of scratching the surface. I wanted to know, is there anything that you know now that you wish you would have known earlier on that would have saved you maybe some time and money, even relationships?
Um, Not necessarily. I think learning is a big part of anybody's journey. So it's not necessarily that something I wish I had have known because it was good for the process for me.
Mm,
And
that's good.
I do wish that I had, because I've reached out to I've reached out to a lot of media gurus. I've reached out to a lot of radio programmers and got shaded, got real shaded.
Mm,
And but it was good for the journey. Like I no sweat now, it's good for the journey moving forward. But yeah, I got shaded, and I just wish that there were a lot of people that are willing and open to mentor people or just be there, you know what I'm saying, for questions. People got
Absolutely.
yeah.
questions. So that if I can say anything, that would be one thing.
Mm,
How
okay.
how how
Gotcha.
did you get?
Gotcha.
I know you talked about your journey into radio and how you got there. But what would you say for someone that wanted to get into radio? Like what advice would you give them?
Yeah, I would first start with I would tell them to, you know, it's just that's kind of hard to really say if you have no like working knowledge, because like again when it's a God thing, it's a little different.
Yeah.
But if I would offer some advice, it would be first pray, because God leads us in our direction. Like Speak Music Radio name came
Yeah.
from the Lord. It was
Yeah.
through prayer. So if I can say anything, you start with a prayer life, number
Okay.
one,
All right.
just so God can kind of lead and guide you from that point. But if you want to start off, I would definitely start with a lot of online radio stations. Map out what you want your show to look like. Pray about it. What is the vision? What is the goal? I mean, all of those things are important. You don't want to just be aimlessly doing something just because you want to talk, because you have the gift of talking or you like talking.
Right.
But it has to be a message and it has to be productive. So that's just my whole thoughts. Pray. After you pray, um, seek out some good online stations that matches your brand. It has to match your brand. Know what direction you want to go in with your radio conversations, your topics. That is important. Like know your direction, and that's
Mm,
all you need to start.
Wow.
yeah,
That's
yeah. That's
that's good
good. I'm
stuff.
glad you touched on that. It kind of leads us into, as a program director, um, a lot of people may not understand what it takes behind the scenes to pull off any show, event, anything. Especially in radio, all of the things that you have to consider when you are putting something together. So, can you maybe give some tips? What's your process, and what are you looking for going after when you're thinking of, okay, so I got this hour. I want this hour to, I want to get this across. Like, how do you? What's your flow, and how do you develop a flow in terms of being a program director and putting the show together?
Sure. Right now we have this dope show called the Mac Music Show, and he's amazing because he gives you that energy. The conversation is great. I mean, everything has its place. And I think for radio programming, it's really, and even more than now, to be honest with you, everything is online. People ain't messing with radio like that. I mean, I don't know too many people that's really messing with actual radio. you know, because of the way streaming is working. Podcasts are really big now, and it's completely growing. It's gonna grow in 2021 if you've been doing your reading and research. So, you know, the main thing is keeping the attention of those who are still tuning in, making sure it's fun, making sure it's light, making sure it's productive. The music aspect, that's a little different. I don't know if you're asking me that, but as far as radio content and placing things where they should go, it's very strategic. Knowing what hour you want to play this, what hour should you play that, what
Hmm.
time is drive time. There's so many different elements to radio, and I can't cover it all in this small time, but it's strategic. It is. It's strategy.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah. So it takes knowledge, it takes research, it takes trial and error even, Sometimes
Yeah,
you find out things as you go and you
yeah,
find out what works best for you.
yeah.
And so I've listened to your show, I've been able to be a part of it. I've also been able to kind of see how you put things together, and I'm just amazed at just your knack for being able to just be a natural. So yeah, I think that you can really help a lot of people that are trying to do it, or maybe are doing it but not doing it well. So you know, I hope that there's a lot of people that are listening and really kind of taking notes to some things. So I want to ask you what. Let's talk about artists. So you have a lot of interaction with artists, both independent and national artists. So what's been your overall experience working with artists? Have you encountered difficult artists, and if so, how do you deal with that?
Yeah, you know, the artist thing is so weird because I love interacting with the independent artists. They're very humble. They're just starting out. They're fresh. They're new. They're excited. So it's always a joy. And what I find is most of the independent artists, not no shade, are very gifted. Some of them are way more
Mm,
gifted musically, talented, creativity. Some of them have more gifts than some of the national artists, and it sucks because sometimes they don't have that opportunity. So my heart is really big for those who aren't signed and those who ain't looking to be signed. And that it's been a great role because I've met amazing people. Like I've met so many different people. I was at a Triple E concert, and one of my friends was doing the tour, and I came to hang out with my friend, and I was interviewing all of that. And there was a guy backstage that was playing for Triple E, I believe. And he was like, "You don't remember me?" I had no clue who this guy was. I still have the video. He was like, "He was the first one to play my
mm,
music." And I was like, and I remembered his
wow.
name, but I couldn't necessarily say it. And I was like, "That's you." And I used to love his music. Like I was a fan, you know. And so it's like moments like that, like does my heart really good. Um,
Yeah,
I'd be real happy, like, you playing for
yeah,
you, like, to see the growth from when they first
right.
start and all of that be super amazing. But on the flip side, some of the national artists, um, you know, I try to take everything. Lord, help me with these words, Jesus, because I don't
I
want
already
to
feel you.
people of God.
You started off, you know.
Listen, I'm trying to gather it.
I'm in your head.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so yeah, the national artists, you have to really be in a mature place because being in media, you don't know what they deal with. I know because a lot of times I work on the other side of it as publicist or as a manager sometimes. So I get that they've been gone all day, haven't had nothing to eat, had to get ready for a red carpet, which take hours. Now you got to interview with 50 different media outlets, and you irritated, you want to go home, and you probably just got off a plane doing another gig. So I get that
Mm,
aspect of it, but it takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of patience, and um you just have to be mature when you're dealing with national artists. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good way
Good
to
answer.
put it.
That's a
Yeah,
good answer.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's very true. I've had interaction with on both sides. I've met independents that were nasty. So you just never know
Yeah,
kind of how where people are. So you just kind of just have to just be you in
yeah,
spite of how other people are. And I'm sure you kind of encounter, especially being on the red carpet and dealing with some. Okay, maybe on that space, people are putting on that face for you, so it may be a little bit easier to deal with. But behind the scenes, even just trying to get people to cooperate with certain things that you may want them to be a part of, it's just like, wow, we got to go through all of this. Really, like, come on, man. Like, you can make this call. We don't really have to go this route, but so certain things like that. I just I love the fact that you're I think you attract what you are as well. You know what I mean? So I know a lot of the guests that you've had, the people that you've talked to, they carry the same kind of spirit you have, and that's one of the reasons why we've stayed connected. Because we're both genuine people who really just want to see everybody win, and whatever
exactly.
that means. However we can help the next person, let's do it. If you got the goods but you lack the resources, hey, why wouldn't I help you out? So yeah. So let's just transition right on into relationships. How important are relationships in the industry? What do you feel about relationships?
Man, they are very important. Like, and it was so hard for me because, to be honest with you, I'm not a relational person. I'm not gonna call you, hey girl. I'm not that. I'm really weird. I'm different. And so
Hmm.
that part of it has really changed me. I've learned that it is very important to be relational, to engage, which, if you know me, oh my goodness, it's the total opposite of what I am. But God knows what you need, and um, having key relationships and having integrity with those relationships is very important. You know, I think integrity for me is really big. It always has been. Your character, integrity, and just, keeping those relationships sacred and keeping them safe. Not allowing everybody in who may not have the same heart as you. So those types of things.
That's
Yeah,
what's
for
up.
sure, for sure. Well, I want to touch on something you said earlier. When you ran into the guy and he had gone from one place to the next and he had elevated. So yeah, that's rewarding. That's one of the rewards. That's one of the things that keep you going. What are some other things, like what is your why? What are the things that keep you going when times are tough, even when financially it may not even be paying off, the way that it should be.
Yeah, for me, not to sound arrogant, but I've graduated from that place.
All
Meaning,
right.
I've put all my trust in God at this point. So I've graduated from saying, now I have low moments, but I've graduated from that place of saying, yeah, this ain't, that's immaturity. It's immature because now I realize
Mhm.
that I'm walking in my purpose, and whatever that looks like for God, that's the only thing that matters. So for me, I stay focused on the objective, and the objective is, right now for me, I'm in this space of reaching people who don't know God. That's why I started my podcast, and I don't only just play gospel music anymore and all of that good stuff, because I
Mhm.
truly believe that the focus is to draw in those lost and the people who don't know God. So I try not to get caught up into it's not paying off, or I'm not where I should be. I try not to
Yeah.
go there anymore, because
Yeah.
for me now it's the purpose of fulfilling what God has for me.
Wow. Yeah, I don't want to rush past that at all
Right.
because
For real, I'm gonna
there's
have to
so
jump back
man.
on.
It's so many, man. I personally know some artists that's in my mind right now that have made it to certain levels, and things aren't the way they used to be, and now they're questioning what they're supposed to be doing. And like you said, when you get back to the bottom line, and it's your purpose, it's your God-given gift, your purpose. Like that's you have to stay focused no matter what's going on around you because seasons change. You know, we just talked to Rico about that on Wednesday.
Hmm.
You know, even when you get to his level, there are things that you go through, and on every level, there's a new challenge. You know, there's something that you face. So it's so important, and I'm glad you brought that up, and I hope people don't miss that to just really be number one, I guess, be clear on what your purpose is, and you know, stick to it regardless. Like it's you got to get to a level, like you said, and I'll be honest and say I battle with that from time to time. So that's an immaturity on my, or even you know, with myself, just
Right.
knowing that I have to grow to the level where it's like no matter what, I'm never gonna stop. I'm never gonna quit. You know, no matter what the, you know, just keeping the main thing the main thing. But JB, you jumped on, man. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, no, no,
I
no,
didn't see you.
no,
I now I see you.
no, that's good. No, I was just gonna say because what Bridget said, and she was preaching for a little moment. She's talking about the
Yeah,
whole objective part and stand focused on your objective because it's very easy to lose sight of why you're here, especially with the demands and what people do, and then the influx of people that kind of curate and do what you do. So how do you stay?
yeah,
For I guess how do you find your objective? And that's something that has to be clearly defined before you start, or what does it look like?
Yeah, I think, I think finding your objectives should be something before you start. You see a lot of artists starting and then they're switching up their sound or they're switching this up, they're trying this. But that's because you ain't took time in prayer and took it to the Lord. Y'all, everything I'm gonna refer to during this whole conversation is prayer.
Come
Okay.
on, prophetess.
So I need y'all to understand that
right.
I pray on the day. Mario will tell you,
Yeah.
I Mario, I be tweeting every second. Prayer, prayer. Like I live a life of prayer. God speaks to us in prayer. He shows us things. For prime example, and I'm not gonna get too preachy, Mario. Prime example, I had went to the Lord and I said, okay, God, there's something else. I felt it in my spirit, like a shift. So I was like, there's something else that you want me to do in this season. And I'm big on not just doing stuff. Oh, I'm finna do this because I don't, that's wasting my time. I'm not gonna waste my time or the Lord's time. And I went to the Lord in prayer and I said, okay, Lord. And I mean, it took weeks. I just kept praying on the same thing. And he eventually revealed it to me. So you have to have a life of prayer to ultimately know that focus. I shifted my
Yeah,
focus with my podcast because I knew what God had told me in prayer what to do, what he wanted me to do. God sent resources that I didn't even know, people I didn't even know, people that's not even in God. Literally said, hey, I'm helping you. You ain't got to worry about it. Just know it's good people out there. And I was literally confused, but it was because of my prayer life and talking with the Lord and him leading and directing me. So if anything, if y'all want to get anything out of focus, knowing where to go, how to go, what to do, it's prayer and talking to God ultimately.
Wow, that's good.
amen. You got to talk to the author and the finisher of our faith, right?
Come
That's
on.
the only way we really know which way to go because at any moment, you know, we got to be in position where we know which way to move so we can get to where ultimately he wants us to be because he knows the end from the beginning. So that's something that we got to continue to stay mindful of and not get caught up in our feelings and, you know, the things that we desire, knowing that, you know, God has a much bigger desire for us than we have for ourselves. So,
Mar-
man,
Let
yeah,
me,
that was heavy.
Mario, can I say one thing? What you were saying
Uh,
before, I just want to interject one small piece. You said,
Absolutely.
you said something on the lines of being mature and when you're not getting the pay and the money and it's a faith walk.
Yeah.
What I learned that when you're in God, when you're on the path of where God wants you to do, you're being obedient to him, you won't lack nothing. That's the
Yeah.
thing. It is a sacrifice to you because it may not be something that you really you don't want to sacrifice. Yeah, it's a
Hmm.
sacrifice, but ultimately you won't lack. And that's just something to remember when those challenges come financially. This is what it looked like. I don't know. Should I keep going? Yeah, keep being obedient because
Mm-hmm.
ultimately your sacrifice is going to be rewarding. So I just want to leave that.
Wow. Wow, you just took me to the word. Obedience is better. Obedience is better than sacrifice. You just
Come on,
really broke that
preachers.
down without even trying to.
All right.
Wow. Yeah, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. Well, to follow that up, and maybe I'm gonna lighten it up a little bit. So,
That's a little
how
heavy.
do you? Yeah, that was rich, man. That's
Yeah.
one of the moments you got to go back and really just sit with. You know what I'm saying? So, I appreciate that for God even bringing that out tonight. But
Yeah.
how do you tell someone that their song is terrible?
Okay. So,
How about that? How do you deal with that as a radio program director?
Uh oh.
oh, I can't tell my secret, Mario. I can't tell what I say. There are several people that go, no, like, I'm not. I
Oh, that's
can't
what that was. Yeah, they go. Yeah, they gonna know.
get that out. Um,
Well,
how? I don't want to tell you what I normally say. I can't do that
well,
because I use it
reframe
too
it.
often.
Reframe it.
I
Yeah.
use it too often.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Oh Lord.
I do. You know, in my earlier days, I was very nice and very considerate. But now in my me growing older, in 2020, we're telling the truth. I can't even. I still I can't keep lying to people. I can't. So now I've been kind of telling the truth. I'm just being open and honest tonight. I've been telling the truth lately, but before I was lying to people and just
Oh
not
Lord.
playing and just not playing it for the sake of their feelings, you know.
Yeah.
Sure. So you would
So,
receive it, but you just wouldn't play it.
yeah, I wouldn't play it. Sometimes I would play it, but after that one time, that was it. You not,
Got you.
yeah.
Got you.
But I
Well,
ain't
do
gonna.
you?
I normally tell people it's a specific wording I use. That means, yeah,
Cold
I,
word.
Right. Right.
But you know what?
Everybody on the
That's
everybody
tough.
on the camp know what that means.
It's tough, man. But somebody's got to be honest. You know what I mean? Somebody has to be honest. I've been in the place where I've listened to different music from people that are have sent me things, and I've had that same feel like, man, I don't want to, because people, man, you look at your music like your baby. You know what
right.
I'm saying? So it's a very very touchy, sensitive side to that. So now I only really give feedback to people who ask. If you really want feedback, I'll give you honest and open feedback. Other than that, it's challenging. Like you said, you may have a code word, but I'm pretty blunt, and so I don't know how to soften things up. Like if it's not
Right,
good, I can't tell you anything other than what, maybe you can go back and change this or change all of it because
right.
it's just not
Well,
there. But
I I do say certain things like, hey, you might want to revisit the vocal arrangements. Hey, you might want to revisit the lead vocals. I say things like that, and sometimes the music is terrible. But I find the thing I think that, well, maybe
yeah,
if they change this, it will be a passable type of situation. Yeah, and it's hard because people are very passionate about their music, man. That's their art. So
I think
yeah,
creatives are just
for
passionate,
sure,
period,
for
about
sure.
their whatever they do, and so it's
yeah,
kind of hard with creatives to critique them. I generally use a sandwich approach. I tell them what's good, I tell them what's bad, and then I kind of recap.
right, right.
Yeah,
Hmm,
I've
that's
got
good.
I've got a lot of
I learned that in management.
this lady, man. I was doing my independent live stream, whatever, listening party, man, and I gave my opinion, and she was so mad at me. She was inboxing me on Twitter. She sent me this long email. I was just like, "Hey, lady, I told you what it was when you want to submit your music. I was gonna tell the truth. I don't know what else. It was just I felt really bad. I did. I
Right.
felt bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what's the best advice you would give an artist as it relates to getting their music heard? You know, a lot of us are just creating, and then we get stuck at where does it go from here? And so, what advice or tips can you give any artists that might be listening, independent artists that want to get their music heard? Are there any like DJ pools, or how would somebody reach people like yourself? Like, is there a network? Is there, what's the secrets? Tell
Sure.
us.
Right now it's a lot different because of the situation with COVID.
Sure.
So ain't nobody I mean this in
Mm,
the most lightest way
Here
ever.
she go.
Ain't nobody checking for nobody music right now.
Gotcha.
But and
mm-hmm.
it's just the truth. It's just the truth because things are changing right now. Um, the internet is taking over. Streaming is taking over. So what I would tell you in past times, I'm not sure if it's relevant, and
Right.
that will be find you. A lot of people don't have publicists or radio promoters. A really good, and I know a few of them. Really good radio promoters that have a good network of radio program directors that they just send the music out to. Um, they do charge a pretty penny for that,
Mm-hmm.
um, but
Mm-hmm.
it is worth it. It's very worth it to put that money into radio promoters. So if I would give any independent artist advice, pay that money, pay that good rate, make sure they a good radio promoter, um, and pay that one radio promoter and just monitor because they'll give you reports. Just monitor how well your music is doing, and if it's not doing good on radio, then you need to revisit your music, revisit your music. So
Yeah. Yeah. Is there an ultimate goal for you in terms of success? Like, I know where you are now, but where do you see yourself in the next, I say, 5 years as it relates to BB Talks and everything that you endeavor to do?
yeah, I'm a simple girl. I really want to kind of maneuver into a different direction, not more or less
Mhm.
just music industry. So there are some net like other things on my heart with mental health, things
Yeah.
I actually want to do. Um, so I'm actually in the middle of playing a little on the side with that. So on the music side though, I'm just going with God at this point. I do have things that I desire in my heart, but it has to match the plan of the Lord. So no pressure,
Yeah.
no pressure.
Yeah. I got you. I got you. Yeah. And I think it's important to be, like you said, open and well rounded, just kind of having vision to know that whatever parts of you that need to get out will get out.
Right,
You didn't go to school to become have a master's degree in therapy, not to use it in some form. You know what I mean? And so
right.
even what I'm learning now is it's like some of my closest friends that I've been in the music industry with, their roles are changing as we get older. It's like I don't feel like recording every day no more. I don't even want to be in the
Uh,
studio. So how can I redefine what I do? And it's just about reinvention. You know what I mean? And just even what I'm doing now, I never thought about doing a podcast until I realized that I have some relationships, key relationships that can benefit other people. And
sure.
so it's like I'm kind of trying to transitioning into more of a mentor, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. And so, yeah, I think that's just so good. So maybe there's somebody that may be listening that's just trying to figure it out. I mean, especially with COVID going on, everybody's trying to figure out the next move
Yeah,
almost at all times. It's like, okay, what's next? What's next? What's
right,
next?
right.
And I think once you really kind of key in on your skill set, the things that you're passionate about, God will start to reveal some of the things that will open up other doors for you. Not that you have to stop doing anything, but just kind of just broadening your horizon. So it's just good that you spoke on that. Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
yeah.
yep.
That's good
So
stuff.
yeah, I caught a. Let me see. I couldn't hear it for a second. Bridget, you still there?
I'm here.
James,
Yeah, she's here.
can you
Can
hear?
you hear? Can you hear on your end? No. Can you hear me?
I can't. I
Can
He
you
hear
hear
you.
me?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
oh,
There she is. There she is. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, just some lighter things. We're gonna start to kind of wrap up, but on a lighter note, what's some other things that you like to do in your free time? Like I know. Oh, yeah, I got two questions. um, yeah, let's start there. Let's start there.
I'm really big with health, and it kind of started for me working the red carpets. Believe it or not, you have to be in really, really good shape. And the reason why
Mm.
is when you're on red carpets, you're standing for long periods of time. Um, there's no food, no water. You hungry for hours. You could be out there for 5 hours. Even walking to your destination to the red carpet, walking to events. So believe it or not, when I started working red carpets, it clicked. Like, man, I need to get a little bit more healthier because it was a lot of walking, carrying things, all of that good stuff. So in my free time, I like working out. I wouldn't call myself a guru, but I'm a guru to myself because I know my body now. So
Right.
gym is like my thing. It's my thing.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Gotcha. 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 So the second thing I was going to ask you, I just wanted to kind of talk about the fam for a little bit. Um, you know, Everybody that's listening doesn't know, your status, but Bridget is married, has three children, amazing, amazing family. Everybody in the house is gifted and talented and can do just about anything. So I wanted to kind of just talk about some of the things that they have that you've seen in the children and how you are able to, I guess, help them to lead them in the same direction, whether it's entrepreneurship or them following their passions. Like, how do you, as a parent, somebody that's walked through those, how do you navigate through that? Identifying these gifts in your children, and you and Ricky as parents, both talented. How do you guys kind of steer your children?
Yeah, Ricky is really free spirited. If you know Ricky, you would get that. But my husband Ricky is
Yeah.
very free spirited. So he like tell the kids, do whatever you like. World is yours.
Right.
You know, you're Superwoman, you're Superman, which I
Right.
agree with. My parents told me this. My parents told me the same thing. You could do whatever you put your mind to. I'm a balancer though. My daughter Kennedy, she really loves dancing. All my kids are artsy and it's really irritating. Morgan is a painter. Morgan can sing. She's very creative. I'll tell her to cut the chicken. She'll make an art project out of the chicken. So, so I live with a bunch of creatives, and it's really annoying. I am a balancer though, and to be honest with you, I push education. My husband pushes the
Okay.
art, and I push the education, and that's just the truth. And just because I feel like they need a balance, just for my own personal walk in life, I I wanted the balance, I got the balance, and I feel that they need the same thing. So that's kind of the dynamic of it. My son Rickster, he's artsy as well. I don't think he's all the way tapped into it like fully, but I think his is gonna come out later in life. He's more of the
Okay.
brainiac of all the kids, so
Mm.
he'll outthink everybody. He's a thinker,
Wow.
yeah, but he has an artsy to him too. They
Yeah.
all sing and all that, but the only two that really picked up more of the music is the girls, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I know Little Rick is a heck of a baller.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing now with
Yeah.
everything, but is he still pursuing basketball?
He is still pursuing basketball. He is what is he? 19. He's 19 now. Um he's having some
Wow.
he's having some heart changes, so I don't know where
Mm.
that's going to lead him. if he's gonna stick with the basketball or not, but he's itching to, you know, do something different. So
Oh yeah,
I can't
gotcha,
believe
gotcha,
Rich is
gotcha.
19.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
you
Such a
know,
beautiful family. And
Yeah. Wow.
yeah, my girls, they actually follow your TikTok and your daughter's TikTok, so they love watching
Ken,
BB the writer. What is it, BB the songwriter? Yeah,
no,
they
that's Kennedy.
Kennedy. Okay.
Listen,
They
I'm
be
not
like, Daddy, did your friend Bridget put up another post yet? I said, well, go check. They love it. So
listen,
it may
I'm
be
not a
something there
dream.
too.
I'm not a dream killer, but I want that girl to stop dancing. You hear me? Because number one, we got to be saved. The stuff she want to dance to, I'm like, Kennedy,
Oh
got
my
to be
lord.
saved. We can't do this.
We can't be
So
You
it's
can't be
one
you
spamming.
can't be you can't be you can't be classy, bougie, ratchet, and saved.
thing. I don't know. Girl know what she want to do. She told me. She said, I'm go dance and I'm gonna go to L.A." And that girl went to L.A. and danced. So I don't know.
Wow.
So she speak things and it happens, but I'm curving that. I hope she go to school.
Wow.
I hope she.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I can't
That's
do with
For
this.
funny.
real. Wow.
Oh boy, that's funny.
Yeah. Well, sis, we really thoroughly enjoyed you. Thank you again for your time. And there are
Absolutely.
so many viewers that are on. I kind of got caught up in our conversation and didn't respond to the comments, but people were. I have a Facebook watch party going on now, and so they're in here and they're commenting. So just showing you a lot of love. So we see you all. Thank you all for tuning in. What you say?
No, I was telling them thank y'all for watching. Little old me.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. Well, tell us. How can we help you? Like, what's something that we can specifically do to help further something that you have going on, or either maybe even coming up?
Sure. Most importantly, if you guys can shameless plug, subscribe to BB Talks podcast. I'm on every platform that there is to be with podcasts, iTunes. They can just go and subscribe. They'll be alerted every time I post a new potty. And just share the link with somebody. That's the only thing I'm asking y'all to do.
Oh yeah,
It
for sure.
is.
So tell it what it's done. Oh, I'm already subscribed, but y'all subscribe. And also where can we find you, or where can they find you? Your social media handles.
Sure. Hit me up on Instagram. I'm a big Instagrammer. BB the Song Ritter, Writter. Hit me up on Instagram. Follow me there. And my Facebook page. I have a Facebook page, BB Talks Facebook page. So y'all can go and like that. Follow my media pages, which is Speak Music Radio. So,
Speak Music Radio. All
yep.
right. Well,
That's
one
what's
last
up.
thing. Is there any one last word of advice, or even a prayer? Since we've been talking about prayer all night, come on, prayer. Anything you want to leave us with before we
She need to
continue
start a
on?
new page called BB the Prayer Warrior.
Shut up, James.
Yeah.
um, you know, nothing. And I just hope that people take that serious. Like, everything that I'm doing is because I talk to God. He leads and guides me, and He's told me everything to do, how to do it. If I didn't know, I didn't have help, and the people I reached out to shaded me, and you know who you are. But so I just prayed, and the Lord, He guided my steps, and sometimes He didn't answer right away. It took a year, 2, 3 years, but ultimately, He came through clutch. So that's about it.
Wow, we lost Mario. It's all good. Well, thank you again for joining the show. Oh, here you go. He coming back. He's coming back.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Hold on. Let me get you back on here.
Yeah, I got
Um,
kicked out. I wanted to be a part of. Did she pray?
No,
No,
she
I
didn't
was
pray
asking
yet.
about.
No, she didn't pray yet. We was just about to go into prayer.
y'all want me to pray?
Come on here now. You a BB the prayer warrior. We start the page.
Whatever, whatever's on your heart,
Oh, y'all,
go on and share
gonna be
because
long with it.
I know you're full of. No, well, we don't have a lot of time, but go give us a strong,
If
give
you
us
want me to
a
pray, let me
strong.
pray.
Come on here now.
But give us a check it out. See, give us a strong but not long prayer.
Oh,
Amen.
long but
How
not
about that?
okay.
Yeah.
Father, we thank you for James. We thank you for Mario. We thank you for everyone that is present on this with us today. We ask that you go wherever people are, touch their hearts, whatever they need, the guidance that they need. Allow them to understand that it is in you that they need. And Father, we thank you so much for this broadcast. We thank you for their podcast and their music ministry and getting the word out about the industry and just clarity, Father. Lord, we thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Come on now.
I lose
Amen.
myself.
Hey,
You see
she was
how
just getting started, y'all know.
Yeah, I heard you. You was about to go.
see?
Boy, if we had an organ, she'd have turned the corner real quick.
Man, I'm trying to tell you. Turn on some prayer music in the background. It'd have been over.
Oh man, oh y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. Shoot, she about to be putting on prayer conferences next. She didn't tell
I'm
y'all
trying
that,
to
but
tell
that's
you.
coming too.
I'm trying to tell you. BB the prayer warrior is
Yeah,
coming.
but come on, prayer. See, God will reveal it, won't He? In time.
Man, I'm trying to tell you.
But yeah, thank you all, man. We hope you guys enjoyed your time with us tonight. I indeed had a great time. It's so
Absolutely.
much. It just feels good, especially when you got people on that you have a relationship with. You know what I mean? It's just that much
Absolutely.
more enjoyable. So, Bridget, I thank God for the connection, the relationship, your family, and just everything that you have in store. I'm grateful to just be along and just watch the journey continue. So thank you again for joining us. We truly
Absolutely.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
JB,
Yeah. Thank you.
we did it, man.
Yeah, we
We
did
did it.
another
We did
show.
it. We did
Another
it.
show. Yeah,
Yes,
I'm excited.
sir. So this is season 2, y'all. We this was show number 6. So we got 3 more shows next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You do not want to miss it. We won't reveal our guests just yet, but by Sunday night you'll know who's coming on. And
Come on.
also, just make sure you continue to subscribe and share and join. Our new times and days is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We just want to be respectful and mindful of not just other people's time, but our time. It takes a lot into bringing this to you. So we appreciate you guys for even just taking the time to enjoy it. Because if nobody watches it, then it's no need for it. So or if
Absolutely.
nobody listens, so go to Apple Music. We're so excited about it being on Apple Music podcast, MJB Music with JB. I want you guys to go and search it now. Search it now. You can go back and listen to all of these different episodes. Each person that has been on here has given some nuggets and different perspectives from, all kind of different areas as it relates to just life and music in general. So y'all check it out. And JB, if you got any final words?
Don't forget, we're also on YouTube. Check us out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And yeah, it's been great. It's been great. Can't wait for next week.
MJB Music with JB podcast. We appreciate you all. You all have a good night and enjoy your weekend.
Absolutely.